Hello, my name is Captain Dan Hanley. I currently serve as Director and International Public Spokesperson for a global grassroots effort called 9/11 PIlot Whistleblowers, whose website is at 911pilot.org and YouTube channel at 911 Pilots. The purpose of our organization is to show that there were no Muslim hijackers at the controls of the 9/11 aircraft, but that the aircraft were electronically hijacked by a system called the uninterruptible autopilot that enables a remote source to take complete control of an aircraft autopilot and flight management computer and fly it to its target destination. Now, once this system is engaged, the pilots can no longer disconnect it. Please visit our website at 911pilot.org for more details. Today I'd like to speak to you regarding the repeated stonewalling, deceit, and downright lying by the Federal Aviation Administration over the course of the past year. In August 2020, on behalf of the organization, I filed a FAA Federal Aviation Administration Whistleblower Report via the FAA Hotline, detailing our allegations as to why it was not possible for the 9/11 hijackers to have flown the aircraft that day, in that they were not qualified to fly those aircraft and lacked the flight experience to have performed the maneuvers. This was supported by a wealth of information and evidence provided to the FAA, offering them the only viable alternative explanation as to how the aircraft were controlled was through the employment of the uninterruptible autopilot. Shortly thereafter, I received a computer-generated email response acknowledging that they had received the report. 1 week later, I received an email from a Mr. Paul Siegman, an FAA aeronautical engineer in the Seattle office, advising me that he would be my FAA point of contact and requesting that we arrange a three-way phone conversation between ourselves and a colleague of his in the office, to which I agreed in an email response, after which I provided him with much additional information pertaining to our case. The next day I phone contacted Mr. Siegman and we chatted for about 10 minutes. This was the last contact I had with him. He would not respond to subsequent emails or phone messages to him. Consequently, I emailed his superior in Washington, D.C., expressing my concern over this issue, but never received a response. Instead, I received an email from the FAA Hotline office. We went full circle, advising me that they had reviewed our case and concluded that, quote, "the system you are referring to is no longer installed on commercial jet aircraft," unquote. The intimation being that at one time it was installed. Having already provided proof to the FAA that the uninterruptible autopilot was in fact installed on commercial jet aircraft in the mid-90s prior to 9/11 and allegedly employed on 9/11 to guide the aircraft to their target destinations, the FAA chose to ignore this fact. Instead, they referred to two FAA whistleblower reports that supposedly address the issues that we had brought forth. A Freedom of Information Act request for these two reports indicated that one did not exist and the other pertained to a report filed in April 2006 that was totally irrelevant to our case. It was more deceit and lying. Over the course of the next several months, additional information and evidence to support our case was provided to the FAA Hotline office without acknowledgement of receipt by the FAA. Many repeated petitions to the FAA to provide us with the name and phone number of the cognizant single point of contact directly overseeing the administration of our case went unanswered. Certified letters that were sent to the Director of National Intelligence, the Attorney General, the Secretary of Transportation Inspector General, and the Secretary of Transportation, the FBI Director, and the FAA Administrator complaining of this stonewall by the FAA all went unanswered as well. In July 2021, I received via email an undated and unsigned memorandum that was prepared by Mr. Jeff Dubin, the Director of Aviation Safety, sent to Ms. Barbara Barnett, the Chief Investigator, wherein he loosely described our case while providing false testimony concerning a number of issues. A request to the FAA Hotline office for the phone number and email address of Mr. Dubin by me went unanswered. Consequently, I filed a rebuttal via email to the FAA Hotline office, refuting most of the claims made by Mr. Dubin in his memorandum, while demanding that the case be left open pending additional information and evidence, since he had requested that our case be closed. After having been assured by his administrative assistant, Cassie Frazier, via email that the FAA took our allegations very seriously, I received an email from Mr. Dubin advising me that the FAA decisions regarding our case were final and that I would receive no further communications from the FAA. Astounded that the FAA had totally disregarded important pilot expert witness testimony and other significant information regarding our case, a Freedom of Information Act request for all records pertaining to the supposed investigation of our allegations was made, which revealed that there were no records for the case, save the memorandum just described, indicating that no such investigation ever took place. This was the ultimate lie by the FAA. A final letter was sent via certified mail to both the Secretary of Transportation and the President of the United States, expressing our outrage over this matter of national security importance. Of course, we do not expect a response from either office. 9/11 was the greatest crime ever committed on American soil in its history, a crime that has never been criminally investigated. The 9/11 Commission did not constitute a criminal investigation. When an individual or group brings forth evidence and information pertaining to this heinous crime against humanity, it should and must be investigated thoroughly by cognizant government agencies. Prior to submitting the initial report to the FAA, I called the Transportation Security Administration and the FBI to report our findings, only to be told on both counts to contact the FAA. Honestly speaking, it would be a good definition of folly for us to imagine that any branch or level of the U.S. government would ever acknowledge that there were no Muslim hijackers at the controls of the 9/11 aircraft, but that the uninterruptible autopilot was employed instead. To do so blows the holy hell out of the official narrative. 9/11 pilot whistleblowers just needed to run the full gamut to establish a correspondence trail and to demonstrate to members of our organization and many others of the cover-up of this horrible crime by all levels and branches of government, which strongly implies its complicity in the planning and execution of the events. One need not bother to write your senators, congressmen, and other government officials regarding the stonewalling, deceit, and lying by the FAA, as they are all complicit in perpetuating the lies of 9/11 for 20 long years as well, as is the corporate-owned and controlled mainstream media. Our case will not be trivialized, nor will our organization be marginalized. To be continued. So what can you do in the interim to help? Please share this video with interested and concerned family members, friends, and neighbors, and post it on your favorite social media outlets. The 9/11 Pilot Whistleblower member list is growing globally daily as a result of folks joining us on our website. It's also requested that you encourage others to join us as well. Please remember, our strength is our unity, and our unity is our strength. Together we can help to expose this crime that has never been criminally investigated. We feel that the information contained in our website at 911pilots.org is extremely important and must be promulgated to the 1.8 billion people on this planet by any and all means available in an effort to help bring about world peace. Thank you for watching this video. Please remember to share it with others. God bless, take care, and so long.